You don't need some small YouTube channel to tell you that Minecraft is fun. This is not news. But let me take you back a little over a decade to the year 2010, specifically to June 30th, which according to the first page of Google is when Minecraft Alpha released on PC. Now did you catch the key part of that sentence? Released on PC. Consoles lagged behind a bit. Xbox didn't get a release until May of 2012, and PlayStation wasn't mining any crafts until December of 2013. That's a minimum 2-year gap between Minecraft being available for one group of customers and it being made available for another. Now, bear with me for a paragraph of related exposition, please. If you've played games like Lords of the Fallen or looked at the app or Google Play Store for longer than 10 seconds, you'll know that what's popular inevitably gets ripped off. I mean, seriously, how many Flappy Bird copies exist there out in the world? I'm genuinely curious. But what's also important to note is that the ripoff usually isn't a one-to-one copy, not if it wants to avoid a cease and desist letter anyways. Like the horde of games looking to cash in on Dark Souls' success usually aren't just called Sark Dolls and that's the end of it. They've got something else, be it a bit clunkier movement or the game being in 2D. Even mole games at least have the decency to add another in-game currency or currency mechanic to screw you out of money with or some shit like that. Or they just remake their own game and change the textures. Whether or not these changes are made as some kind of copyright legal defense or because the developer's generally wanting to improve on a tried and tested formula depends on the game and your opinion. All of these ripoffs, however, whatever they're bastardizing and to whatever degree they're doing it, have one major thing in common. They have to compete with the source material. Salt and Sanctuary is a great game and I personally enjoy it, but it will never outsell Dark Souls. That's just not gonna happen. Same with Lords of the Fallen, though maybe not the great game part, it's just not my taste. And while Fortnite may have dethroned PUBG as the most popular Battle Royale game, that situation is the exception and not the rule. Usually the best case scenario for games heavily inspired by another success is their player base goes, that sure was a cool twist on that thing I liked, before they go back to that thing they liked. These inspired games oftentimes get their own dedicated fan base, sure, but it's going to be a lot smaller than the original games. But what if these games didn't have to compete with the source material? What if they essentially had only the benefits of these kinds of games? They can take an audience that wants more of an existing game and don't have to compete with the titanic popularity of the original. I'm sure you can guess where this is going. With the gap between Minecraft exploding in popularity and it finally being made available for console players, game devs did not miss the chance to take advantage of the lack of Minecraft on consoles. And while it may just be because I owned an Xbox 360, it seemed to me at the time, and it still does now, that it was a 360 got the most of this little boom of Minecraft clones. They were absolutely everywhere, and because of Minecraft's lack of a console presence, they just didn't have to worry about people going, well, why the hell don't we just play Minecraft? Because let's be honest, if you could already play Minecraft, you probably weren't playing these games. They weren't exactly masterpieces of inspiration. I had two in particular that I played, Total Miner Forge and Castleminer Z. I'll stick to talking about Castleminer because it was by far the more popular of the clones. Also, I didn't play Total Miner a lot because I heard the noise the spiders made and immediately shut the game off from fright. I'm not a brave person. Castleminer Z is a game that I loved to death as a kid and have an amount of nostalgia for that is surpassed only by old Dragon Ball Z fighting games and Ratchet & Clank. It also doesn't have an original bone in its body. You look at it on the store for about 3 nanoseconds and realize this pretty quickly. I mean, A, it's just Minecraft but somehow uglier, and B, it's another zombie game to add to the pile on top of being a Minecraft clone. As much as it pains 13-year-old me to admit it, this was not a game that was going to be blowing anyone's mind away. Or rather, it shouldn't have been. But because Minecraft wasn't here to shame it into a corner, it ran wild. By August of 2012, about 3 months after Minecraft did finally come onto the Xbox 360, the game had sold over 900,000 copies. You might think it rightfully died down when Minecraft finally arrived, but no, the game had already amassed a loyal following of 13-year-olds like myself to spread it around. The game had sold 1.5 million copies as of April 4th, 2013, and I would not be surprised to hear that as of this video going up, it had surpassed 2 million. Even the original Castleminer, because yes, this game is so unoriginal that it wasn't even the first time it was made, has sold at least 1 million copies as of this video going up. Source on that number being the Wikipedia page for the game, because eat my sugar-free ass, this is a YouTube video and not my college thesis. I feel like I should be somewhat kind to this game really quickly, if only for nostalgia's sake, especially since for all I've been railing it for its unoriginality, I did spend hundreds of hours on it as a kid, probably. The concept of Minecraft, but entirely zombie apocalypse, was at least fun and almost original-ish, especially since 7 Days to Die hadn't been shat onto the internet at the time to steal everyone who liked this game away, before it remained in alpha until the heat death of the universe and beyond. Building your gear up was at least logical in its progression. First you combined wood with ore, and then combined ore with better ore, on and on until you reach the highest tier. And they updated the game for a surprising amount of time, which is, more than 5 minutes after it launched. They added all sorts of enemies and new weapons to make the experience just a little bit more varied, even if only by adding more powerful weapons and ripping off Star Wars. Holy shit, this game really doesn't have anything original about it. And of course, the main difference is that while Minecraft is usually more of a relaxed experience, Castleminer Z is a bit more hectic. Of course, nothing lasts forever, and with the arrival of Minecraft on consoles, games like this began to slowly fade away. Naturally, Minecraft was the one everyone wanted to play, so when they finally could, they began gravitating away from the knockoffs. Castleminer Z lived on for a little while, but, well, Minecraft is getting a massive cave update soon, and Castleminer Z... it was a busy day in the game. It's safe to say that when they finally had to compete with the source material, they went the way of the ripoff and went quietly into the night. So what was the point of this video? Well, it was to try and recapture the youth I once had, that is swiftly leaving me as I not only enter true adulthood, but also as the memories I once held and cherished dearly begin to slowly but surely fade away. As old video games and services are taken down, friends drift apart, and even my mind slowly but surely begins to lose sight of the moments it once loved. And if you're gonna rip something off, make sure to do it when there's a gap in the market. Be a smart and savvy businessman, go for the throat, and by God, be just original enough for people to keep coming back even when they know you're a hack. As for Castleminer Z, here's a pretend review for it. 1 out of 10 originality, 4 out of 10 presentation, 10 out of 10 nostalgic memories, and a full bladder out of 10 for when I had to use the restroom. Thought I was in a safe position, ended up dying right before I got to show footage of the in-game demons. If you want to go see them, then go buy the goddamn game. It's like $3 regular price. Come on, you know you've paid more for worse entertainment. Anyways, that's all for this video. Something a little bit different, or at least I see it as such. Thanks for watching, and take care out there. If you own this game and didn't immediately cut down 3 trees tops and then book it for 3,000 distance, you are a massive pussy and a disgrace to the proud legacy of this game. Promised land or bust, I won't accept any substitutes.